G'day YouTube, my name's Lance. Welcome to Bundy Bear's Shed. Well, the weather report. Well, we've actually got a cyclone off the coast at the moment, which, look, if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, I think you'd call it a hurricane. It goes from Category 3 to Category 2, and it's sort of come down the coast past Bundaberg for the last couple of days. So over the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, very windy. We've had branches blown off trees and things like that. But at the moment, because it's down below us and it's circulating clockwise, well, we're getting a bit of the drier air off the land, not the ocean sort of thing. So normally at the bottom of a cyclone, we get a lot of rain. Pardon me. And anyway, so we got this cyclone. They reckon it's going to come in through Brisbane, which is about 4 hours south of us, which, I don't think early 70s might have been the last time Brisbane had a cyclone through. And we'll just see how it goes. Jude and I are particularly watching the weather because a week from yesterday, we're driving out. We're going on holidays for a month. So we're probably dropping down through North New South Wales, but if the cyclone comes in round Brisbane and the northeast New South Wales gets all the rain from it, a few hundred millimetres, well, we might change our plan and just go west and then go back down and try and avoid the rain. But look, we'll just have to see. I didn't do a stew last week. I had a couple of comments on this. Look, this isn't the really reason, but I had a couple of comments. Don't like the stews, get back to fixing tractors and stop talking and all that. So I thought, bugger it, I'll just give it a miss for a day or two. And but we had to get ready and go to the Kuya show, not this weekend gone, the one before that. And then I had a friend, Indy, he got a new dial, a new to him dial engine, a 1917 dial. And he asked me, would I show him how to do the magneto up? It's a Webster tripolar magneto. And I said, yeah, okay. So he came in for a day and we pulled it apart and cleaned it and, put new wiring inside it that it needed and things like that. And he had a bit of a cold at the time. And anyway, we had to pack up and go to the show. So I said, we went to Kuya show. Then last week, Wednesday and Thursday, he come back and he brought the engine back to see if we could get it going. And look, we got it going, but he was just full of the flu. And I said, oh shit, Indy, because he was sniffing and snorting. And I said, buddy, perhaps we should have done this another time. But anyway, because I spent a couple of days with him, I got the bloody thing now. So just how it goes. And then last Tuesday, I was on the slash. I went slashing for the neighbour, and he come to. I normally just give him some diesel drums and he fills up, pays for fuel and that, and I get a bit of fuel out of it for my slashing, and that's it sort of thing. But Friday they come around, him and his young bloke, and I said, what, no school? Oh no, they both got the wog, coughs and colds. So, and his missus said, I'll give Lance $100. So they handed me money and they got the wog. So I said to Judy, if I don't get this bloody thing, I'll be awfully surprised. But anyway, Friday evening, it started coming in. And yesterday, Sunday, we had the club sausage sizzle at Bunnings. Now, if you've got a club and you can get a sausage sizzle at Bunnings, they're good fun. We had 14 people there in the morning, which is, you see some clubs with 4. I didn't do much because I had the cold, the flu, whatever it is. And I thought, well, that's no good up in the corner, putting bread in paper towels and then delivering them. So I just sat and I helped them set up a little bit. The day before we went to the shops, and Trevor and Helen that have always done the buying, they showed us where they bought the gear and how much they bought, and there's spreadsheets for doing that. So Jude and I went with that, then went over east and iced down the soft drinks and things like that. So then yesterday we spent the day at Bunnings at the sausage sizzle, and look, we cleared, I think it was a little over $1,500 for the day for the club, and so that's good. We went and got some shelving for the club container in town, and Ed and Glenda put that up, and we got some eskies, And yesterday at the sausage sizzle, they're saying, if we make a few bob here, we should have some more eskies. Save buying the one. We actually borrow some off members for drinks and that. So I'd say this next meeting that will happen. And this Saturday we have a meeting up at the shed up at Mullet Creek, the club shed. But tomorrow I've got to get the pressure cleaner on, and I've got to whiz up and clean it. I've been going to do it for a few weeks now, and I just haven't got to it. Just been busy, and with the week before going away, 3 days away at the show, then 3 days helping Indy and doing the neighbours slashing and doing my mowing and that. There's just absolutely nothing been happening in the shed here, really. I got the canopy back on the tractor, the yellow tractor, so I could use it. And I thought with a couple of blokes whinging about the stews and wanted me to get back. Well, I just haven't got time to do my restorations at the moment. I'm just doing other things, and perhaps in winter it'll happen, but we'll just see. But with us driving out next Sunday, I don't know when your next stew will be after this one, on the March the 22nd, which is Judy's birthday actually. That's when the Fergie muster was on, down at Brendamere, which is about 30 k's north of Tamworth. So we're going down with Dean and Nikita and them, and look, we'll see you all there. A few of our club members, the Kangaroo members and all that. So we're going to go down there and have a nice time together, buggering around. They've got some tractor treks on the go and things like that. So it's going to be good fun, but we're going to try and take about 10 days to get there, and probably 10 days to get home. On the weekend of April the 5th, there's another club sort of north of us a bit in Tagigi, and they're having a rally, so I told them I'd give them a bit of a hand with theirs. I think we're borrowing their tractor pull sled off them for our rally. I've sent them a letter, but we haven't had any reply yet. The things with organising rallies and things seem to take ages. I can't get over, like being in business, you email out and it comes back, and you email a supplier and bang, it comes back again, and things like that. But I find with the club stuff, I know they've got to have meetings and discuss stuff, but you just don't get emails back. You've got to follow up and things like that. So we're looking to get all our suppliers all sorted out and go from there. I'll probably be a bit steady the next day or so with this bloody flu. But tomorrow, Tuesday, we got no power here. So I'm going to try and get this stew edited to Savo and out. And tomorrow I'll go and clean the shed. And I want to leave the place nice and tidy before we go away. We're going away for nearly 4 weeks, I think, 3.5, 4 weeks. And so then I've got to get on the mower and sort it out. But I was just reading about the Cyclone Alfred, I think it is, off the shore here, that Wednesday, Thursday, the weather will deteriorate. So who bloody knows? When we took the baler, the little United engine, the baler and camper trailer out to Kuya, going up some of the hills at Yarraman there and Kuya, I felt the Land Cruiser was a bit gutless. And what happened is I got behind this old bloke doing about 80, and that washed all my speed off, and I was changing gears and buggering around. I said to Jude, up this, I'm going to go and get my ute tuned up, get a bit more stick out of it. So I didn't have my ute for half of last week, and when we had Queensland Tractor Spares, we were agents for Australian Clutch Service, and I'd bought an extreme duty clutch for the Land Cruiser that was for competition and towing and heavy duty four-wheel driving. And I think my cost was like $900 and something for the clutch. But if I bought it in town here, it was like $1,800. So I bought one of them before we sold the business, and I had it sitting here. So over at Kuya, a couple of members were talking about mechanics around town, and Jan gave me the number of the fella he goes to. So I went and had a chat to him, and I told him that I'd like a towing tune put in it, something that hangs on. I want torque going up hills. I don't want to be Hot Rod Harry or Roger Ramjet. I just want to be able to put my foot down coming up to a hill towing the camper or a tractor or something like that, and have the power to hang on. And So we actually got it dyno tuned last Friday. I dropped it off to them Wednesday. They fitted the new clutch for me. I couldn't be bothered with the bloody thing. I just had other stuff happening at Indy here and things like that, and then going away in a week's time, I thought, I just didn't feel like doing it. So they put the heavy duty clutch in the ute for me, because Land Cruisers, they have a weak clutch in them, and the V8 engine's detuned to buggery, and the clutch is not a high clamping pressure either. So if you hot them up a bit, well, then the next thing to go is the clutch. So we didn't want to get out and about and fry a clutch up because of extra power. So we popped the new clutch in the Land Cruiser. It does feel a bit different, and the tune we got, we were supposed to have 410 Newton meters at the back wheels, and we had 380, 390. So, but I do have 33-inch tyres on it, so it was underpowered as per the spec anyway, but now I'm up around 591. So she got some go. They reckon it'll probably help the fuel economy a bit too, but we just got it back late Friday and did the sausage sizzle thing over the weekend. Then this morning, Monday, I've just been out the front servicing it. It's done 45,000 kilometres now, and I've had it 4.25 years, something like that. So before we go away towing, we got some steep hills to tow up the New England Highway and that. So I've changed the engine oil and filter this morning. I've done the fuel filter, air cleaner, the air conditioning filter in under the glove box there. I've done that today. I've still got to hop under it and grease it yet, and I've got to go out the front and take the spare tyre off the back and then put the canopy on. So when we go away, we can have a gazebo in the canopy and our chairs and things like that out of the weather, and just tow the camper. And we're hoping to pull up at places like, say, Killarney, Tenterfield, Glen Innes, things like that. A couple of days. What we found was over the time we go through these towns, but we just tear assing through them in a hurry to get somewhere, and we've never taken time to have a good look. So it just depends on the weather. If the cyclone doesn't come across and put much wind, much rain in the area late this coming week, we may head down to Killarney, Grafton way. But then if it is wet and some of the roads we want to go on are a bit flooded and that, well, we might go out west first, go down through Inverell or something like that, Texas Inverell, and then come home up the coast once the flooding's gone down if we have a lot of rain. So we don't know, but look, we've got time on our side, so we're just going to go and try and have a break. We've been retired 4 months now, and we've just been busy doing club stuff and kid stuff, looking after kids and helping with the house in town, putting the air cons and cleaning up the garden. Jude's been using the ute to clean up in there for them. I've been helping Indy and did John Dudley's 1929 Farmall regular engine for him, and I did some signs for the club. I made some signs for the engines and the balers and that before I took them away. So little bits and pieces. I've done nothing on the 65 or that. I've got this other stuff happening, and the mowing and the whippersnipping, and through winter we're going to try and fix the front fence. It's been rubbish for ages. So I've got a few complaints coming in that I'm not working on tractors enough. But look, it's my channel. I will get there. It's just I've got other responsibilities, and the people that are going crook, well, it is just a hobby for me. It's not how I make my living or anything like that, the YouTube channel. It's just a hobby, and it's been helpful to people over the years, and I get emails every day, YouTube messages every day. Most of them are positive, thanks for your help. You've helped me out with this or that, or watched the video and it helped. But you get a few people that just got the shits because I'm not working on tractors and I'm just having me stews at the moment, which is all I have to offer. I just don't have enough hours in the day to do what I take on, and I can back off on the commitments for other things, but I like helping people and things like that. So Indy got 3 days out of me. He gave me there's actually some cast wheels up the front there, and he had an engine cart that he bought I'd bought one out of America years ago, and someone must have bought one in Australia, and I think they're copying the kits. So we were talking about taking engines to shows, because instead of taking tractors to shows, if we take tractors to shows, we put them on the trailer and off we go. But if it's a day show, it's all right. But if it's over the weekend, well, Jude and I got to set up the camper in the back of the ute again and camp in that, which we can do. But at the moment, we're enjoying just taking the camper trailer, and on the back we can put a couple of engines and things like that. But we took the baler over to Kuya to the show, and people weren't interested in the baler over there. Yet Mundubra show they were, and we've offered to take it up to Monto's show this year. That's a hay area, so they'll probably appreciate it, I suppose. And anyway, we'll do two more shows with it this year, then give it a rest. And I have pulled a pump apart, an Ajax pump, an Ajax pump, and I just thought I'd get an old piston pump going, just so if Jude and I want to attend a few shows, take an engine, be part of it, and not take a tractor, well, we can. Yeah, we can just take something to pump water instead of having to arrange hay. And the thing with making hay too is that you feel like you've got to be there all the time and put on a display for people. Where with a water pump, if you need to go for a wander and grab a hot dog or something like that, you can ask one of the other members, can you keep an eye on my engine please? And they'll just run away, and yeah, they'll just keep an eye that it doesn't overrun on you or something goes wrong. So anyway, we'll see how, see how that goes. But I pulled this pump apart and it's been bodged up, but look, we'll work it out. I'm thinking of putting it in the mill and just smoothing a few surfaces off to stop water leaks, because it's got it's like a fuel lift pump on a tractor. It's got these little one-way valves in it, yeah, so it sucks the water in, and that shuts, and then once it pressurises it, it chuffs it out again. But I think I've got to go to McCracken's and see if they have some 2.5-inch gland packings for the pump glands. It needs new ones of them, and if not, just for display. The brass bore looks all right, but just for display, I could make them out of nylon or Lubron or something like that. Anyway, it hasn't got to pump big pressure, it's just got to circulate water as a display. So we'll see how we go with that. So, but yeah, look, there's not a lot in the stew. I'm feeling a bit second-hand. I'll have to get out and finish this ute off today. I've got to get the canopy bolted on and the power hooked up and anything in it cleaned out to go up to the shed tomorrow, which won't be a worry. I've got to, yeah, like I say, I've got to hop under and grease it. I haven't checked the diff oils or the gearbox just yet, and they would have had it out the other day, so I had to lay under it this morning and made sure all the bolts on the drive shafts look like they're tightened properly. And I always get a bit worried when someone else works on it. Yeah, and look, you've got to trust people, but I do always have a bit of a look. The kit we put in it for the clutch has had a new slave cylinder, new throw-out bearing, new pilot bearing, and a complete new pressure plate and clutch plate. And we got the flywheel machined smooth, you know, just to make sure there was no discrepancies there while we were going. So the whole show, by the time we put the clutch in and we put the tune in, it was $2,918, which is bloody dear probably. And but it would have been another $600 or $800 if I didn't have the clutch already. I supplied, well, another $1,600 I suppose, because I supplied the clutch, which I already had. So you had $1,600 on top of $2,900, and it's a bloody expensive exercise for a car that costs too much to start with. But anyway, it was something I was planning on doing. It's just the opportunity arose this last week to do it, so we took it in and did it, and away we went. So anyway, see how we go. But yeah, so very little going on. Indy made a set of points for the Webster igniter, and I milled them up in the milling machine here. But with people here talking, I don't get the cameras out. It's just you can't say, oh shush, I'm filming, and bloody do shit. Well, I didn't feel I could anyway, but I'll see if I can pop a little bit of video. I took a little video on my phone of the engine running. It's a beautiful hit and miss action. Even though it's badged as dial in Australia and sold by the like the Lewis, Wenton Lewis really, and it is a Galloway engine, which is a USA built engine, but they've got a lovely hit and miss action to them, and He'd blown the head gasket a couple of times while it was here, so we cut new head gaskets. I've still got the roll of red shit here to put away, which I'll get to. But anyway, today the Ute's taken preference over everything else because I need it tomorrow, and we'll go with that. But yeah, look, short stew this week. Not much going on when you're away at a show for 3 days and you're getting your Ute worked on and you're helping someone else for 3 days. You run out of days. So you run out of days for shed stuff anyway. So, but I just thought I'd drop in, do a quick stew before we pack up and go away. We don't really know where we're ending up. We know we're going to the Fergie muster, and we've booked in at the hotel there. We booked an extra night. We rang them the other day and booked in Thursday. So we're staying Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday morning last year, everyone was gone, and we'll just tootle off Monday. And I think it gives us a week and a bit to get home again. So something like that. We'll just see how it goes. So, but anyway, thanks for dropping by. I don't know when the next stew will be. If I don't see you before Brendamere, we'll see a lot of you there. We have a good following from there, and it was good yesterday. Quite a few people recognised me at the Bunnings Sausage Sizzle and had a chat, so that was nice too. So anyway, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I'll try and finish this Ute off, and might have a bit of a sneaky snooze this hour with this flu, and we'll catch you all next week, eh? All right, see ya.